Every car is different. They all have their personality. It's like dating. You know, you meet somebody and you say, wow, they're attractive, but then you start to talk and learn more about them. It's the same with the car. When I am photographing it, I go around. I look for the details. I try to find the things that the designers felt that were so important. An example is on this, when you look in the engine bay, the oil stick has the MG stamped on the top, and it's perfect, and it just sits there, and it calls out to you.
What called to automotive photographer David Saggio was this picturesque panorama of the 100-year-old Cape Cod airfield, complete with biplanes.
What Jim Flynn say, start with a pretty subject, and you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
He was right.
David gets it. He can look at a car and he understands the artwork, the subtlety, the contrast between paint and chrome, the fact that a car can look like it's in motion when it's standing still. Well, this also looks like it's moving.
Yeah, even when it's not.
Even when it sits.
Yeah, that flow just really is what pulls you in. I mean, you look at the old Bugattis, it's the same sort of look, just on a larger scale, but I mean, the wire rims, I just love that.
The allure of the automobile was there from the beginning.
Where I come from, we have a saying that your birth certificate says you were born, but your driver's license says you're alive. I was 3 years old. My parents bought me a little car with a spring on the rear axle, and I started driving, and I fell in love with it. And as a kid in my house, the Indy 500 was bigger than the Super Bowl. My dad was of Italian descent, and Mario Andretti was his favorite. So we would sit and we would watch the Indy 500, and to me, it was like watching these guys in chariots. They got to wear helmets, wear cool suits, seemed to have all the girls, and got to drive really fast, and I fell in love with it.
From couch to competition was not his parents' plan.
Despite my parents' best attempts otherwise, yes, I raced cars. I raced Formula Vs, shifter carts, Spec 125s.
But racing was not the only draw to the automotive life.
It was everything. It was a combination of, you know, being able to go fast, to have speed, and to be able to control that was an amazing thing as a kid as you're learning. But I fell in love with the beauty of cars early on.
David still remembers the photograph of a Mazda RX-7 in an advertisement that changed his life and helped form his passion. And at every turn, there was inspiration.
When I was growing up in the 70s, car and driver, road and track, the photographers were fantastic. One individual in particular, John Lamb, was a big influence on my career. Every shot was art. It wasn't going into Photoshop and post-processing everything and faking motion. They actually did motion. I do it in the shot. I hate fake motion. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. I'm only going 3.
3?
3.
I'm in trouble.
They really created these beautiful photographs, and they placed the cars in environments where you could look at it, and in your head you started to paint your own picture and your own story.
David's passion gained traction when he discovered his focus.
Started doing photography myself. I took a course in high school, and I can remember to this day looking through a wide-angle lens for the first time and thinking, wow, the world is different. And I was able to go ahead and start to channel that, and had a number of photography jobs throughout my career, but always, you know, really looking to capture the beauty of something, but capturing that perfect moment, which is a really difficult thing to do. But when you do it, it's so rewarding.
For me, you know, this car and others are pieces of art, and to be able to capture that expression in a sensitive, just beautiful way, that's the key.
The keys to capturing the right shot or the pole position make both racing and photography similar in their quest for perfection.
It's art and science. You understand what it takes to go fast, what to do mechanically, even to do physically, where to place the car on the track. But to do that and do it consistently and time after time, it's like ballet. When it's running right, it's the most wonderful, incredible feeling that there is, because you're doing it. You're in control, and you know when you've done a perfect lap. And they're few and far between. It's the same thing in photography. You know, I'll take anywhere from 300 to 500 photographs in a given session. But it isn't until you get back and you start to curate them and go through and see that you look and you go, oh, I nailed that one. And it needs minimal processing. It's the perfect shot.
Up next, the 1947 MGTC is ready for its close-up. When Driven continues.